Autoimmune problems, autoimmune diseases, what are they and how can I be of assistance? So autoimmune is a self-attacking immune response. Our immune system is geared, rather like our kind of military systems, as a defense mechanism to deal with invading pathogens, bacteria, viruses, etc. You can probably hear slightly in my voice, my immune system's working quite hard right now because I'm dealing with a bit of a cold. The problem comes when we start to create inflammatory and immune responses really where there oughtn't to be one. Right now, my respiratory system and upper respiratory tract and nasal passages and so on are working quite hard and will be inflamed. There will be lots of immune activity going on in there. T lymphocytes, NK cells will have been out there saying, ooh, right, there's something. Communicate that back to the rest of the immune system to go, I know what the coding is, go out there and deal with that pathogen. The problem comes when we start sending those messages out to say, go and attack the bowel, go and attack the skin, because there's something wrong. Do we know why it chooses to go to one particular organ and another? And the answer is we don't right now. One of the things is, though, where the nervous systems become dysregulated, in particular within the body. If that's where the bulk of the dysregulation is, then that's where you will get most of that immune system response. It is for that reason that the bowel, whether it be Crohn's disease, irritable bowel disease, or actually the heart and the pericardium are so often affected, and in fact the lungs as well, because there's such a connection through to these three nervous systems of the brain, the heart and the gut. And it's because of these things that I think we have so many problems around the heart and the gut, because there's a strong nervous system connection through the vagus nerve and sympathetic activation here. The information from the gut telling us about our environment. And if we don't listen to that, if we're not able to, or we're overwhelmed by that information, or we can't listen to the felt sense and the somatic sense and the emotional regulation, it's highly likely that that's going to have an influence on the gut, more so than other organs, for example. So autoimmune, so how do I treat it? Well, I think we have to look at the system. We have to look at the PNIE system. We have to look at how the nervous system and the system becomes regulated or dysregulated. And that is so often associated with trauma, overwhelm, which is too much, too fast, too soon. Anything which overwhelms that system in the nervous system will then have an effect on dissociating from there, disconnecting, meaning that we can't, if we dissociate from the felt sense in the gut, we won't be able to feel it. And if you can't feel it, you can't heal it, you can't regulate it. So bringing people back into this healthy, connected, listening, responsive state of what the messages of the body are saying to the brain and the rest of the system, I think is really, really key in dealing with that. And so the necessity to deal with the psychological elements and the sort of somatic psychotherapy, because if so often those things you see people with IBS, chronic anxiety or depression or things like that, things that have been difficult for them that they had to cope with. There's never a criticism. It's very easy to sort of feel judgmental about that. There isn't anybody out there that hasn't got their own stuff and their own events, some sadly more than others. So anybody that's had something which has been too much for their system to cope with could very easily lead to any form of autoimmune problem, and it's looking at that is, in my opinion, the answer to really dealing with any autoimmune problem.
Hi, I'm Roger. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons.